What's up, guys? It's Joel Punishers Paintball. It's been a while, but it is good to see everybody. We are excited because we have a new product release coming for Planet Eclipse today. It is the CS3 Mech Frame. Ta-da!
Hello.
Are you excited?
Yes. Yes, I am.
All right, guys. So we are here to do a quick installation video as well as a quick first insights and reviews. And then stay tuned because we'll also be doing a lot of shooting with this, obviously. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys after the intro.
I'm so free.
All right, Doug. So super exciting. Finally, there's been a lot of people hitting us up on email, messages, and all that stuff, asking us about the CS3 Mech Frame. Planet obviously said that it was going to be produced, and I was actually kind of surprised to see that it came.
I was just going to say, this is within 8 months of cut.
Yeah, and you know, like the 180R, they're saying that there's a mech frame for that. We haven't seen that yet, but it is good to see that we've got a mech frame available for the CS3.
Maybe we'll have that mech frame by cut. Maybe that'll be like the test run for it.
Probably. I would assume so. Hopefully, but what's really cool about the mech frame is that you'll still be able to purchase one and have one for some of the mech tournaments that are still going on this year, because I know that a lot of people that have reached out to us needed one for ICPL or whatever the case may be, Iron City Classic and all that jazz. So here we are. I've got my custom Peak Performance CS3. Shout out to Tyler Fair over at Aesthetic Anodizing. He absolutely killed this ano, and we are going to install it on my personal CS3.
There you go.
Because we can't keep CS3s in stock.
Nope, you guys keep buying them too fast.
Yep. So, all right. So here's the box that it comes with, Doug.
We're gonna ditch it. I'm just gonna. Yeah.
There we go. All right. So first thing that we'd like to touch on is price point. So price point is going to be $399.99.
I've heard some chatter about that, but I think one of the redeeming qualities is that it does come complete with an ASA. So
Correct,
you're saving on that.
So when Planet notified me last week of this, they're like, hey, you know, this is that. So one of my first questions as a dealer is to ask, you know, what's pricing on and all that jazz. They said $399.99, and I almost had a heart attack as well as Kenty. We're on vacation. But needless to say, you know, I can see why the extra money. So the CS2 Mech Frame was $190. $100 extra to get the Pops ASA as well as the HPR in line. So on the CS2, you had to take your Pops ASA off and switch it over. What I noticed was that the majority of people that purchased the CS2 Mech Frame immediately just purchased that as well with it. This already comes with that, so that's $100. So then you're at $300 yeah. And then it also comes with this really nice carry case. I do like that. It doesn't have a handle here, but that's okay. It's well within, like the gun case is a little bit thicker. This is like good, just you can just grab it like this.
It's like the clutch purse version of like the full bag.
Yeah, it's a clutch. It's a clutch purse. Yeah, for paintball guns.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too is it comes with its own separate thing of grip. So basically, all you gotta do is take it off, pop on you're
paying for convenience, I think, is what you're paying for.
Correct. Little manual right here, and a little parts baggie here for your extra stuff. And then obviously the frame itself. The trigger is more of a flat face trigger here. And then obviously you've got different adjustment settings here. So it looks like a total of 1, 2, 3. I don't know, I'd have to look at the manual, but there's quite a few different settings on that.
It really does look like just a smaller version of the CS triggers.
Yep. Valve's already in there. So really all you're gonna have to do is pop off your frame and swap it out here. First thing you gotta do is take off your front grip, and then you are going to have to pop out your bolt
I'm gonna get in here
on the rear portion of that. I had a paintball still stuck in there
from
practice this weekend. Yep, so screw right there, and then your front frame screw is gonna be right there.
Go.
All right. Gonna take our Allen key. It is a 3/32 Allen key, and we are going to just loosen up this and loosen up the rear screw here, and then at that point you should be able to just use the long end. Makes things a little bit quicker.
One down. And you know, guys, you could pick up an HK like magnetic mat if you want to keep track of your screws while you're doing work. We're just being reckless out here.
Those mag mats are nice for
I actually really like those things.
Okay.
There you go.
So there
Two
you guys
screws.
have it.
Pull it apart.
Now,
Easy peasy.
what's cool is everything here is electronic. So if I'm not mistaken, and I have not looked at the manual, not done anything, but I'm almost positive that all you're going to have to do is just switch over your gasket. I would assume that it's probably going to have another gasket here. It does. So there's your other gasket. I'm going to be a little lazy here and just take the gasket from my electronic frame.
Okay, so that is...
And swap it over. So this gasket is what controls the airflow from the trigger frame of the marker.
Can you point it out again what it
to
is?
the body, right there.
That piece.
That piece. And the orientation does matter because it has a little like outline rim to it. So you are going to want to make sure the orientation stays the same when you switch it over. And then you actually have to pull this down a little bit. And the reason you have to pull it down is because there's a groove that's going to fit into the front of the gun, like so.
Okay.
And then you can drop it into place. Actually, this is going to have to come completely off because we got to do the screws. So Doug, what was your first comment before we got on camera about the mech frame?
The mech frame? Expensive.
Expensive, but you also said...
Oh, wait, what else did I say? I'm terrible at remembering the things I say. I gotta get better keep track of that. You're right, I did say that, because look at this. A $1,700 gun, and we still gotta mess with a couple screws. That is a huge point that Lux has over PE on that. Performance issues aside, I will totally give Lux the convenience factor.
I agree. I guess my thing is that was still pretty easy when it comes to like...
Oh, it hasn't taken you much time at all.
It hasn't.
It's not really breaking the bank.
I would say time-wise, it's probably similar to the shocket ramp. Like it's not
with
as
the CVO
fast
frame
as the TM40. Obviously, the TM40 is
the CC
quick,
frame. Yeah.
You know, but
so the quickness of a mech frame for a $1,700 gun compares to that of a $900 gun.
Yeah.
There you go.
Pretty much.
There you go.
So there you have it. That is the CS3 Mech Frame installation right there. You know, feel-wise, it feels good. I think, Doug, that we should go outside real quick, or go outside of the studio, I should say. Why don't you follow me? Let's go grab a tank.
Your tank is right here behind me, boss.
All right,
I'm going to not show people the mess behind me. I'm just going to hand you a tank.
I don't have a muffler.
I'm going to go deaf in here, man. Come on. I got nothing to muffle that thing with either.
No. Okay. All right.
How's that responsiveness feel?
It feels good. I think like factory wise, it's got a lot of like extra trigger pull.
Okay.
So with that, I think I'd have to adjust it quite a bit in order to kind of get it fine tuned.
Let me see.
Lots of trigger.
Yeah, because I'm getting it to like here, and you can hear it engaging. Ooh, I got it doubled.
Anyway. Yeah, I think, you know, obviously once we get it adjusted, we'll probably go outside and do a shooting video with it.
Sure.
But overall, I think it feels good. I mean, it feels like a CS3 with a single trigger.
Right.
I do like the trigger face. Like I like how the trigger face feels. It's got this. It's not rounded. And for a mech frame, everyone always hears me complain about on electronic frames how I hate sharp edges on the edge of the trigger. Like I like how the shock ramp is when it's rounded. Mm-hmm. It's the opposite for me on a mech frame because I want to be able to just graze it like this.
Yeah, and get real fast, yeah.
And so I do like the design of the trigger. I'm sure there's going to be aftermarket triggers for it and everything else like that. The other thing, too, is that you are going to be able to basically install like a mech version, a mech mode electronically, which is going to be really cool. So you can actually swap over your electronic frame on this. Is the way that I understand it. We'll have to do a separate video on that. But you are going to have a mech option to do like, you know, game timer and all that stuff. Interesting.
So it'll have some electronics in it, but won't control the actual shooting.
Right.
Interesting.
It'll still be fully pneumatic, fully tournament legal and all that jazz.
Interesting.
All right, so there you guys have it. Overall, first impressions, it's nice. I think I probably like it a little bit more than the TM40 mech frame.
Yeah.
because of the trigger. Like ultimately in my opinion, when it comes to mech, I think the biggest thing is how does the trigger feel? And I think I like the way that the trigger feels on this more than the trigger on the TM40 Mech Frame. But
I want to do a side-by-side because I haven't shot one in like a year and a half.
Do a comparison video on all that stuff. Yeah. But first impressions are it feels good. It was relatively easy to install. I like the carrying case. And you know, I'm really excited to like fine tune this trigger for Dougie so that Dougie can go outside.
I can let it rip, buddy. I will let it rip just like that DSR Plus.
Yeah. So all right, there you guys have it. Doug, did I miss anything? Like, is there any questions that people are going to have on this? That
well, first of all, where can they get them? How do they get one from us?
Well, obviously, head on over to punisherspb.com and pick it up. We're currently sold out. We sold our first batch already.
Nice.
And this one's going to be for mine.
That's your personal.
For now, obviously, like stay tuned on the used site because I'm not much of a mech guy. So
gotta
I'll probably end up selling this one at some point.
Gotta have it for field research for a month or so.
But head on over to the website. We are taking pre-orders for the next batch, which should be not too far away, is what Planet Eclipse is telling me. So head on over there. And then stay tuned because we'll be doing a shooting video with this once I can actually fine-tune the trigger and get it all good for Dougie because Doug shoots a lot faster mech than I do. And then, you know, stay tuned for a comparison video on like the TM40 Mech Frame and all that jazz. We'll see you guys next time.
I'm so free.